Hey, how you guys doing? Now, I'm still wearing the same pair of clothes because this is another topic that I wanted to record. That's another, I wouldn't want to say a part two, but it goes more into my thoughts about relationships and how to make a solid relationship, especially going from the last part when talking with incels and how what they need to be working on and how sex isn't the solution to their problems, and how it's just them personally, that their mentality has to change and their lifestyle has to change. But let's say you did that. Let's say you got past that. Von Kai, I'm solid. I'm a solid person. I got a solid regimen. I know where I'm going with my life, at least vaguely, and I'm putting myself in the dating game. Yeah, maybe I'm getting a little bit better at holding my own confidence and my own self-worth. I'm doing good, but how do I know if she's the one? How do I handle it? What if I already got into a relationship and I'm not doing too good? I feel like it's not worth sticking around with this girl. I don't know if she's the one. How do I make that decision? I've been alone for so long and I finally got a girl who wants to stick with me. I don't want to break up with her because I don't want to be alone anymore. But I'm not too sure. I understand. I get that. I have met women who I felt that we could have been compatible and we could have dated for a long time, because every time I get into a relationship, it's always for a long term. Now, this woman, some of these women, I never asked them out, but we talked and our intentions were there. We were still trying to get to know each other and hang out. We were hanging out, and there was a point where I had to realize, like, when is the time to cut it off? How do I know when she's not the one anymore? And I'll say this one guy's channel, Evan Cole, good guy, makes a lot of videos, made a video about how he believes the problem with some relationships is there's a lack of faith and religious aspect to it. I wouldn't say that personally. I feel that issues that I find with relationships, it starts with a matter of respect. It's just, a relationship will not succeed if there is no respect. Now, my relationship with my girlfriend, we have been together for over a year now, and we came to a very, rough start, and I wouldn't want to say we rushed things. It was the best timing for these things to happen, but we told people and they could say it's rushed, but our relationship is very healthy, and we both love each other. And it all started with a basis of respect. You can never go wrong in a relationship if there's always a level of respect, and it goes both ways. Such as, you got to be able to set not rules, but boundaries. There's certain boundaries that your partner should not cross. And I'll say a little example here, so we can get on the same page, and so you guys can get an example, so you guys understand a little more deeper. I had a friend whose girlfriend, he was telling him they were together and he wouldn't want to leave her. Just to set up the stance, he doesn't want to leave her, but he doesn't know how he feels about this, because he's not okay with it, but he feels that the situation is growing, that it's becoming such a big thing that he has to think about maybe pulling the trigger. And what happened is that his girlfriend got invited by this one dude that she met at a festival or a concert, like before they even met. And this one guy is going to stay at his buddy and his buddy's girlfriend's. So him is gonna stay at his buddy's place, which is also his girlfriend. His buddy's girlfriend's also staying there, but he's gonna be there alone. And he doesn't want to be the third wheel to the festival, the concert that they're going to. So he invited my buddy's girlfriend to go with him. And she said, oh my God, he said he'll like take me there. I've always wanted to go. And she's super excited. So she's telling her boyfriend that she wants to go. And my friend, he's not too down with it. He doesn't like that idea. And that's very understandable. Why? Because of the implication. There's a couple already staying there. And there's a single guy gonna stay in the same apartment with my girlfriend, and they're both gonna be sleeping there. I don't know the sleeping situation. Even if he told me that she's gonna sleep on the couch or he's gonna sleep in the couch and one's gonna take the other room, I don't care. The implication is there. And if on the other end, if all the genders were switched and I'm the one going there and my girlfriend's the one who has to sit back and take my word that I'm not gonna cheat on her when I go out there, I wouldn't accept that, because there's implication. There's implication that they may have sex. The situation is set up that they could have sex and they could cheat. And I'm not going to put my girlfriend through that. I love her. And I respect her enough to know that I don't want her to overthink about that. I don't want her to sit on the fact that what if I am doing something bad? What if there is something going on? And there is an implication that a single guy staying with a single girl, or a single guy staying with a girl who is taken but her boyfriend's not there, that something could happen. And I would never want to put my girlfriend through that. So I believe it is completely understandable if he was not okay with the situation. Now, they got into a little tussle and they didn't see eye to eye with the whole situation. But like I told him, you know how you feel, and you've made that clear. If she goes through with it, you can't stop her. Don't stop her. Let her go through with it. But you gotta be very calm and indifferent, and just have her know that it's not you being controlling. It's that it's disrespectful. It's incredibly disrespectful for her to go through with something like that and to leave that implication onto him. And if she does want to go through with it, then I told him to say that you can't stick around in that relationship. You are not going to accept that. And also, I don't believe in breaks. By the way, guys, breaks in a relationship, like, oh, we need to take a break. No, that's not a long. I don't believe in it. Maybe other relationships done it and they've been together they've gotten back together and married or whatever. Personally, no, I don't do that. If I date a girl, I'm in it for the long game. I'm in it for the long game. The moment we take a break, the moment she wants to suggest that we take a break, is the moment that I'm going to start having to break it up with the girl. Because I can't believe we can even suggest something like that. But I'm not okay with it. I made that very clear. I don't believe in that. I believe some cheaters use that as an excuse to just cheat and to clear their own conscience. Oh, I technically wasn't with them. I was taking a break. No, it's not. No. Done with that. But you guys got to be able to see the red flags in a relationship, and when you set those boundaries first off, when you set those boundaries, it's all a matter of respect, and you guys have to be able to respect each other, especially when settling arguments. If you guys argue, if there's miscommunications, you guys got to be able to calmly, civilly handle those issues, and not with disrespect. You guys can't disrespect each other. There's just some things you guys just have to control, and issues that you guys have to resolve in a very civil manner. Even if they're hard issues, you got to be able to talk about them, because you guys got to set that safe space within each other to be able to talk about the hard topics among each other. Because if you guys can't talk about it with each other about hard topics, then the relationship's not going to do well. Because I always set up my girlfriend to be able to have an environment where if she wants to talk to me about something difficult, that even if she thinks I may not like entirely, I may not like it, but I have to be able to allow her to speak and not freak the fuck out when she tells me whatever it is. I gotta be able to stay calm and If I tell her, like, look, I gotta go take a walk, gotta go clear my head, you know, whatever she dumped on my head, or what dumped on me, or whatever, I need to go take a walk. Like, if that's the case, let it be. Okay, we're not done talking. Make that clear. We're not done talking. I just need to go clear my head, get a little level-headed, figure out the situation. That's normal. But you guys got to be able to set those environments up to talk to each other. You guys already know communication is everything. Most issues are because of a lack of communication or miscommunication. But you guys need to be able to resolve issues immediately. Don't let them linger. Be able to shoot them down, or shoot the issues down immediately and bury them, because that bad blood will linger and sit and just turn into something more. And you guys can't let that. You guys got to be able to speak about the problems. And also, guys, have some humility. Have some humility. Admit when you're wrong. Admit you said something that you shouldn't have, and it was wrong of you. It was in the heat of the moment. I couldn't control myself. I'm sorry. I never want you to see that side of me, but I just said whatever came to mind, and it wasn't right. Do that. Have that humility to say that you've done something wrong. I remember a buddy of mine, he was telling me about his relationship, and he had got into an argument with his girlfriend. Now, what I remember, I can't remember the details of the argument. I just remember that it was very clear that his girlfriend was taking something a little not over the top. It was blowing it a little out of proportion. I can't remember entirely what it was, but that's all I remembered. But what I remember happened, that was not the issue. The issue was that when she was trying to talk to him about it over the phone, he got so fed up with her because he didn't see anything wrong with what he was doing, that he slammed his fist onto the table and said, "No, listen, I am not in the wrong. You are in the wrong," or something like that. But he got mad and just screamed at her, top of his lungs, because he got so frustrated. She got scared. Even over the phone, she got scared. And she hung up immediately, did not talk to him for the whole night. And he said she hadn't talked to him that whole time until I saw him the next day at work. She texted him later in the day. And I remember before that, he was telling me, "Dude, I think I just fucked up. I don't know what to do." And I remember, like, "Well, did you already apologize?" "No, man, I haven't said it." I'm like, "Bro, what the fuck? What do you mean you hadn't apologized?" That is step one. Admit and accept that you did wrong. Whatever they were arguing about had no more validation in the argument. That argument did not matter anymore. It turned into now that you freaked out and couldn't control your emotions. And it was just childish. Just childish. I told him that, look, regardless of whatever the argument was, and yeah, like I said, I think you're in the right, or regardless, you have to apologize to her. That's not respectful. If you couldn't explain your own side to her to get her to understand why you felt the way you felt in a civil, calm manner, and you just started to yell and berate her, you lost. You already lost whatever it was. You could be completely right with all the facts, but the moment you do that, you lost. No one's gonna want to believe you after that. So you just have to accept that. And a little bug on my window. You gotta accept that and try better. Do better next time. I told him to tell her you're sorry, and explain that it was in the heat of the moment. You're not gonna you aren't gonna do that again. You want to be able to have her explain and talk freely without feeling scared, and go from there. I told him too, look, if she breaks up with you, man, don't understand. Just understand. Because guys, if you ever fuck up, and you already admit wrong, but they don't want you back. The girl doesn't want you back. That is completely in their right. They can do that. They could walk away and never come back to you and never trust you again. And sadly, even if you don't want that to happen, you have to accept it because you fucked up. The only way you could go back to that relationship is you got to make sure you guys leave off in the best of terms that you could. Just feeling indifferent to the situation. That you already recognized that you apologized, you recognize what you did was wrong, but they don't have to accept you. But look, guys, you guys got to find a good partner. Make sure you guys create, you know, a relationship with healthy basis. Set the environment well for you two and your partner. Make sure the environment is able for you guys to speak well, speak openly and honestly with each other. That'll help you guys a lot. Next thing is, your partner is going to determine your future. In my first relationship, I was with her for about a year as well, but we had broken up right at the end of that year. And I could tell you that maybe as she was my ex, that all of the bad that she did, I could say that. And because she was a bit manipulative, she did things that were very, just trying to control me, get me to separate myself from my friends and family. It was very bad, but I just never gave her a lot of ground. So it took a lot of time for me to really feel that I seen all the bad. But there are things that she did that were good for me. And I remember recognizing, at the time I was working at McDonald's and I was about 17. About 17. And no, I was about 18 at the time when I was with her. And when we were together, I had been at McDonald's and I was just a regular just team member there. I didn't want to be a manager, not even a shift lead. I have been offered by a manager to be that, to go become a shift lead and maybe a manager. He see potential in me, but I didn't care for it. I didn't want to be a manager because it was a lot more effort, a lot more work for not enough pay. And I saw it was easy to do. It was very easy. It's not like I didn't see myself capable of doing it. It just didn't seem worth it. And I was just dicking around, fucking smoking weed, working out, whatever. I didn't really care. But when I got with her, once I got into a relationship with her, we started talking about, we both shared this long-term relationship, long-term mentality for how we want a future to look. We want to be successful, have a house, a nice house, not just something cookie cutter, you know. And she had me, you know, I already had a future for like what my plan was for school and where I was going to go and try to do, but she put more pressure on me to do more. So I became, first I skipped being a shift lead. They had been asking me for months to become a shift leader, and I told them I'd rather just go for manager, and they took it. They trained me up to be a manager, and I became a manager in like 2 months, real quick. I pretty much did everything I needed to. And after that, after being a month of being a manager, I quit because I saw myself doing more. Because being a manager at McDonald's was nice, but they didn't pay enough, and I needed money for my goal. McDonald's was in my life, but I needed to earn more money. So where did I go? I saw a job before I quit. I was applying to other manager positions to earn that would pay me more than a McDonald's, and I walked into a Menards, and they offered me an MIT position, manager in training position, in their facility, and they'd pay me, I think, $4 extra than what I would be earning now, and I'd earn like $2 extra on the weekends. So I took it. I was only a manager for a month at McDonald's, so I got hired with them, and I quit my other job at McDonald's. Sucks for them, you know. They trained me, they wanted me a manager, and the moment I became a manager for a month, I left. But hey, you guys didn't pay me enough. I didn't, and they had a lot more benefits over there, and I was getting sick of it. But my partner gave me that pressure to motivate me to go do more. And you know, the one thing that happened is that she just overall was not a good person. Just didn't, I want to say crazy. I don't like that motion. It makes me feel, I want to say that she would, I don't want to say she's crazy. She's just controlling. How do you want to separate somebody from their friends and family? Well, probably because you just want control. You want constant control over them. She wanted my location all the time, and it was just like, look, you're not gonna do that. Look, if I tell you I'm going to Menards to go work for my shift at Menards and you don't believe me, what do you want me to do? I can't do anything about that. If you don't believe me, that's you. That's not on me. And I'm not gonna give you my location just so you could make sure I'm there. That's so like immature. It's like if my dad was like, or my mom, when they're going to work, how do I know you're going to work? How do I know that? I need your location. No, I don't. And as a matter of respect, I don't have to be doing that. And same thing, it's a matter of respect, because trust is a matter of respect. If I don't trust you, I don't respect you. I don't respect what you say. If I tell you, hey, I'm gonna do something, and be like, are you sure you're gonna do that? Are you really gonna be doing that? Like, that's like, don't do that. I've had managers talk to me like that. Like, they're like, hey, Chris, can you go make sure you go take care of this? Yeah, I'll take care of it after I'm done doing this. Are you sure? Are you sure you're gonna do that? Look at me, tell me to me, right in my face. Tell me you're gonna do it. I just look at them like, don't do that. All right, you know what? Get someone else to do it. If you can't take my word, then I'm not gonna do it. Same thing in relationships. If you don't take my word, I can't be with you. But the moment I lie, the moment it's on me, and I did break your trust, couldn't have been your fault, had to be me. So I did break it up with that one girl, too, when it got a little out of control. But you guys got to have that standard that your partner's got to be with you to help you. My girlfriend now, she helped me a lot in a lot of ways, and I put pressure on her to do better, to do more, all with patience, because a lot of times she came from a very difficult situation as well. A lot of things take time to build yourself up. It takes a lot of time, but if you have support, you guys got to have pressure put onto you. Slowly, certain amount of pressure, slow and steadily, you guys have got to put pressure on your partners to keep them going so they don't get too comfortable and stagnant. I remember with my girlfriend, she had a nice body, but she didn't work out so rigorously like I did. But when sometimes I invited her to come work out with me, she would, but then sometimes she just kind of like, I don't want to do it. But I don't always go to the gym. I work out in my room and she's there with me. So sometimes when I'm like, she doesn't want to work out, okay, cool. But I start moving and I'm doing all the motions, I'm working out right in front of her. Then she feels a little more like, I don't want to be here and just do nothing. I feel lazy now. Now I feel lazy. And then she started doing things, asked me to write workouts for her. She came back to me to ask for the help. I pushed her a little bit, but I didn't try to push it completely down her throat. But indirect pressure, and just being around that sort of environment got her to want to better herself more. She eats better too. You know, we both help each other with cooking, and she, you know, we bounce ideas off of each other, and we overall help each other out. Especially when it came down to working. I always worked a lot more hours because I just always wanted to earn money. I always wanted to make sure I set up myself up right, especially being 23 right now. And so when she sees me working 60 hours and then I go home, still work out, and I still have my mind to do stuff with her, I seem very organized and I seem very motivated. Because when she was starting out, we had her work, I think about 15 hours that she was only able to find because they weren't even giving her a lot of hours, but she wasn't really even fighting it to try to get more. But when she started seeing my schedule a lot more in person, and she was just kind of at home doing nothing really, because there's only so much you could clean and chores to do once it's all done, especially for a small living space. She eventually wanted to get a job somewhere else that would give her more hours, and she succeeded, and she prospered, and she really excelled. And she, from where she was a year ago to where she is now, she's made a lot of progress. And she's helped me. I've made a lot of progress too. I've had a lot of help from her. She's done a lot of things that I could take off of my plate and off of my mind, that it gives me time to work on other things to help us all together, such as this channel. I wouldn't be able to do the things I do without the time that she's given me, and I value that so much. And especially after working on this, we're gonna go hang out and we're gonna go have a good night, because it is Friday, and we're gonna be having a great time together, because I make sure I put time aside for her. You know, there's time where I have to work, time when I have to focus on my projects and myself physically, but I always make sure I make it worth her while. That the time we have together, we have quality time with each other, and we enjoy each other's presence, and I really give her my undivided attention. And I'm very happy that I got blessed with this type of woman who's accepted the brunt of life with me, and we've both have helped each other grow. And I only pray that you guys find that sort of person too. But you guys gotta have patience, have a good strong direction, and guys, if some red flags, you guys don't overlook them. Don't overlook some red flags. They want to know where you are all the time. They want to know who you're talking with. They don't want you talking to certain individuals like your family or your friends. Like, they don't want you to contact them anymore. They want you to invest like personal stuff. Like, if you guys get like a personal loan or something like together, and you guys aren't together for so long, like that trust isn't there. There is something that they're trying to hold over your head. Like, you guys both lease a car, be like, oh, okay, I'm not gonna make the payments now, that's all on you. I know you helped me when I asked for it, but I'm not gonna do that anymore, because fuck you or something, whatever happens. They just don't let your guys don't set yourselves up for stuff, guys. Especially, like, I had friends who wanted to move out so quickly the moment they found a girl. I had one buddy who got together with this one girl, and they were about to move out, but then in the process of doing that, she cheated on him. And it's just like, well, first they were rushing things. They shouldn't have been doing that. And she wasn't good for him. She was not a good person for him, but he just is too young, still learning life. Understandable. But you guys got to make sure you tread slowly. Tread this ground slowly, all right? World's full of a lot of snakes, and you guys got to have an eye to find them in the grass. And these snakes aren't always so visible. They're charming. They're charming, very precious. They look precious to the eye. And so you may want to keep them around. Maybe like, you know, that sounded kind of weird. I didn't like what they said, but maybe it was nothing. Maybe I'm just overthinking. No, trust your intuition, guys. Trust your intuition. Tread things slowly. Communicate. Be open to talk about the awkwardness. It'll only help your relationships. I hope that's helped a lot of you guys. At least level your heads when trying to find a partner. Don't overthink it. You guys, they're not going to be perfect. But if you are able to address how you feel in a calm manner and set up that environment for you two to speak to each other openly and safe and civilly, it will be for all the better. And most importantly, if you felt that you have been wronged in the relationship, you must treat it with indifference and be able to walk away. If you have no walking away power, you will forever be trapped by the other person's will and mercy. Protect yourselves, guys. Keep your heads up. Take it easy.